back to the channel, or welcome if you are new here. I'm here today to give you guys some of my newborn must-haves. What? Okay, let's see. Ashlyn is currently sitting out in the living room with her dad. Don't know how long she'll be occupied, so I'm gonna try and hurry up and get through this. But Ashlyn is 6 weeks tomorrow, so she's still newborn for another like week or two. Technically, I think the cutoff for newborn is like 7 or 8 weeks. But I'm gonna be showing you guys some of my absolute must-haves for me personally. Obviously, every baby is different, so you may agree or disagree with some of these things, but I'm here to just help out any expecting moms or young moms or confused moms or anything like that. And these are some things that I find worth trying, and if they don't work out for you, I apologize. But like I said, this is for me personally and for my baby personally, because all babies are different. I have 8 things to talk about today, I believe. These that I'm going to be talking about with you guys today are things that I use every single day, just about, with a little wiggle room, but for the most part I use these things every day. They are a lifesaver, and I couldn't do without them. I mean, technically I could, but I don't have to, so I won't. And maybe you won't have to either if this helps you out any, or if this works for you, which I hope it does. Anyways, let's get into it. First things first is a Mamaroo. I did not have one with London. I had just a basic like cheap Graco secondhand swing, and she hated it. She maybe sat in it like 3 times total in her entire life. She hated it. Partly because she was a pretty clingy baby, and I don't know, maybe because it was just not the best swing. But the Mamaroo is amazing in my opinion. I can't bring it in here to show you because it's big and bulky and too much work, but I will insert a video of it in use. Don't do that. I'll insert a video of it in use. We haven't been using it as much here lately because Ashlyn has been going through a growth spurt. No, don't do that. No. Ashlyn has been going through a growth spurt, so she has been very, very clingy and fussy, so we haven't really gotten to utilize things like bouncers and swings and stuff because she refuses to be put down for the past almost week now. But before this past week, and hopefully after this past week, it will go back to being a lifesaver because it has so many different options on like different motions. Like, it's not just a basic, okay, it does this one movement and you can just make it faster or slower. It has at least, I think it has around like 5 different settings of how it moves. Like there's like a figure 8 one, there's one that goes like this, and one that goes the other way, there's one that goes like in a circle, and there's a couple other ones, but you can choose different settings like that. You can make them go faster or slower. You can play music through it, and it just has a lot of cool features. Now, London, please stop. I do know that they are a bit pricey, but good news, all you have to do is just find one secondhand. It's so much cheaper, and it works just the same. Ours is secondhand. I think we paid either $40 or $60 for it. I don't remember exactly, but not bad at all. For what they retail at, getting them secondhand is super cheap. It's about the same that you would pay for a new, like brand new swing, if not more. And sometimes they work 10 times better, and I think it's worth it, especially if you don't pay full price for it like we didn't. So if that's something you are interested in, check, like if you have Once Upon a Child, sometimes you can get lucky with them, or always check Facebook Marketplace. That's where we got ours from, was Facebook Marketplace, and it's really easy to clean and disinfect, so you don't have to worry about the germs. And yeah, it works really well. And I've seen a lot of back and forth where people are like, yeah, I bought that and it wasn't worth it. My kid hated it. My kid preferred the Graco one, which is 100% possible. Like I said, all babies are different. Some babies love it, some babies hate it and would prefer a cheaper swing. It's literally all up to your baby, but for us personally, we love that swing. Next thing that I'm going to talk about is my Haka. You can't really see it because it's clear. Why is Cleo barking? My Haka. Some of you guys know that I do not and did not go play on another side. I do not, nor did I ever plan to actually pump with like an electric pump. I have mine from London still, but it's put away up in the closet. I kept it in case, but I don't plan on using it because I honestly hated it, because it's a lot of hassle having to clean all the separate parts 10 million times a day, and being attached to a pump when you're not attached to a baby. It was frustrating, and I just didn't want to do it again. And honestly, with London, I only pumped for the first month, and then after that I never pumped again. And I did not have a Hacka with London, but I wish I did, because it does help out a lot. If you don't know, when you breastfeed, like, you would put the baby on one side and the other side tends to have, excuse her being a psycho, go play in the back, stop walking in front. Anyways, when you put the baby on one side, the other side has what is called letdown, where basically it just leaks. And usually when you leak like that, it just soaks up into your bra, your nursing pad, your shirt, whatever, and it's just wasted basically. So instead of just wasting all of that precious milk, I just attach this to my opposite side whenever I'm feeding her, and it catches all of the letdown, and I can get usually up to 3 ounces every time just by letting it sit there while Ashlyn nurses on the other side. And I've actually built up a decent little stash from doing just that. I don't use this as much anymore because my supply has started to regulate more, and because Ashlyn has been cluster feeding really bad lately, my boobs don't really get that full most days because she's constantly on them and constantly emptying them, so they don't really get engorged or full that often. So this isn't needed every single feeding anymore, but I still definitely think it is worth it. I will use this if I notice that both boobs are pretty full and I put her on one side and I know my other side's gonna leak, so I go ahead and put this on, get a couple ounces, freeze it, and I've got a little supply of milk in the freezer for if anything ever comes up. Or like if I finish nursing her on one side and she still seems to be hungry, I'll just take what I got in my Hacka, pour it into a bottle, give that to her to top her off, and it usually keeps her happy. So I definitely recommend a Hacka, especially if you don't want to pump, because don't want to waste any of the precious breast milk, because that stuff is magical. Alright, up next is Gripe Water, which is all natural, which is obviously amazing because you don't want to be using a lot of medicine if you don't have to. No, ma'am. But this Gripe Water right here, it says it relieves occasional stomach comfort from gas, colic, fussiness, and hiccups, which it definitely does. If I notice Ashlyn is particularly fussy or extra fussy, even after she's been fed, changed, rocked, patted, like whatever you can do to try and soothe the baby, if she's still super duper upset after doing all of that, I will give her this, and usually she calms right down and goes to sleep after just being miserable for no reason. Like, obviously she actually does have a reason to be crying, but it's something that I don't know. I can't figure it out. She can't tell me. I've done everything that I can do. I whip out the Gripe Water and it solves the problem. And this stuff works like immediately. If she has hiccups and I give her this, they're gone. If she has a lot of gas and I give her this, she is like immediately relieved. It also, in my experience with Ashlyn and London, I've given them this and it helps them poop. Like if baby is constipated or hasn't gone in a while and you can tell that they need to, I could give this to them and it helps them be able to go again. And whenever I give this to Ashlyn, I can hear it going into her stomach, which sounds so crazy, and I can hear the air, which is obviously what's causing her that discomfort, her either not being able to pass gas or burp, and this always makes it to where she can do one of those and relieve whatever air pressure and stuff she had in her belly that was causing her to be upset. So I love Gripe Water and I swear by it. I think it is a lifesaver, and it's natural, so you're not like putting anything harmful into the baby, and it relieves them super duper quick. Next thing I'm going to talk about is the Wubba Nub. This is like the basic Avent pacifier that they have on it, and we use the Avent pacifiers. That's what I use with London, and that's what I use this time just because they work and I like them. But having the Wubba Nub one makes it a lot easier because she tends to drop her passy a lot, and these passies are very bouncy and rolly, so if she spits it out it tends to roll off and disappear pretty much. But with this, if she spits it out, the stuffed animal part keeps it in place so that it doesn't get lost, or she can find it herself sometimes. She's still pretty young, so she's not the best at finding it herself yet, but it keeps it in the same place. That way she could find it herself if she's able. I can easily find it. It doesn't roll off or fall. It helps with like in the car seat, keeping it where I can get to it, especially when she's screaming in the back seat and I gotta try and reach from the passenger side to soothe her and give her the passy back and whatnot. This makes it a lot easier because it doesn't fall down in the cracks where you gotta try and dig it out and you can't really reach and blah blah blah. So I definitely recommend having at least one Wubba Nub if this is the kind of passy you use. I can hear Ashlyn starting to get mad out there. But yes, it helps a lot with the passy not rolling away. Can't really use it at night because it's not ABC sleep safe, but this is what we use in the car and all day when we're awake and out in the living room and stuff. Let's see, what number is this? Alright, this is number 5. This right here is a wrap. I got it from IKEA Babies. I did a review on this specific thing. Sounds like he's bringing her to me. I did a review on this specific one, but it's a baby wrap carrier, which I have this, and then I also have an Ergo baby carrier thing, which is a carrier. This is a wrap, the other one is a carrier.
I can't get her to calm down.
What's wrong?
Rock her, pat her, everything. She won't calm down.
What's wrong?
Mommy, come on. He probably ain't coming, but whatever. Come on, Cleo. Outside, right, go.
Everyone in here.
Come on.
My carrier, the Ergo baby carrier, is in the car. I leave it in the car so I can use it if we go like grocery shopping or out in public. That's what I'll use because I don't like to carry the car seat around. And like when we go grocery shopping, I can't really carry the car seat around because then I can't fit any groceries in the cart. So I use my carrier that is in the car for things like that, and she's always so content. She sleeps the whole time, even if she goes past her usual like eating time. If she's in the carrier, she won't even wake up hungry ready to eat. She lasts longer in the carrier per se. And then this wrap one I keep around the house for when I'm in the house, so I don't have to get the same one in and out of the car constantly. I keep one in the car, one in the house. I use the wrap in the house. It's pretty easy to learn how to use it, and once you put them in there, like I said, she sleeps the whole time. She stays pretty content for the most part, unless she's like overly miserable, which happens sometimes. But this helps so that if she's super cranky and will not be put down, I can put her in here, and if she's calm in here, then I can actually like still cook and clean and have both of my hands instead of having to carry her in one arm and do everything with my other arm. Like I said, she's been going through like a growth spurt, so she's been extra miserable these past couple of days, so some of these things haven't worked the best lately, but under regular circumstances they work amazing for us. So yeah, I definitely recommend having a wrap or carrier of some sort. That way when baby is super fussy, doesn't want dad to hold him, doesn't want to sit in a bouncer or a swing or anything like that, you can still get stuff done if you need to. I know I've been struggling a lot with this lately, not being able to get things done because I've had a super duper fussy newborn, and sometimes she doesn't even calm down in the wrap lately because she's just been super miserable, I guess. Like I said, we believe it's just a growth spurt. We will have to see if it continues to happen for like a couple more days per se. I'm probably gonna have to call the doctor and it might be something else, but for now we think it's just a growth spurt, which is normal. Number 6 is the Boppy Lounger. I also use the regular Boppy pillow, the C1, for feeding and stuff, but it's honestly not my favorite. Okay. It's honestly not my favorite because it's so thin. I kind of wish I actually had the like my breast friend, whatever that one is. I kind of wish I had that one instead because you can like bring it up higher and it's thicker and whatnot, but the other one does the job and I'm not too picky, so I'm okay with it. But I definitely like having the Lounger. I have this one. You can buy covers for it. That's super easy to remove and wash when you need to because babies are messy. But this you can pretty much set anywhere to lay baby down in it to chill. I usually keep it on the couch beside me, and Ashton will sometimes chill in there, and like she'll watch the fan or look out the window and things when I'm trying to like edit or something like that on the couch, or if I have to do something really quick whenever she's actually in a good mood, which is pretty rare lately, but it'll get better soon hopefully because I'm losing my mind. Number 7. Everyone, pretty much any mom will tell you to avoid button sleepers, which I do agree. It is very difficult to have to button up a million little buttons and make sure they're straight and whatnot when you got a squirmy, screaming, fussy newborn, or when it's the middle of the night and you're tired and you're trying to hurry up and go back to sleep. You don't want to be fiddling around with the buttons. And even better than only using zipper ones is these, like this right here, that have a reverse zipper, so they zip from the foot up instead of from the top down. So this way you don't have to like pretty much take it completely off to do diaper changes. You can just zip it up from the bottom and slide their feet out real quick instead of having to like unzip it completely and pull their feet out and whatever else. It's a lot more convenient for diaper changes, and I get so many random calls, I swear. These sleepers specifically are my absolute favorite. They're from Target. They're the Cloud Island ones, and I've got like 3 different sets of these, and I only have them in newborn, which sucks. I really need to get them in sizes up as well because I absolutely love these sleepers. But they also, oh, it just started pouring. They also have the attached mittens down here. So whenever they wear these, you just would flip this over their hands, and it acts as mittens that they can't take off all the time because babies are magicians and they get mittens off their hands all the time. But these are attached so they can't get them off, and it helps cover their hands and make sure they're not scratching their face all throughout the night and things like that. So these are my absolute favorite sleepers. Any sleepers with the reverse zipper and with the attached mittens are awesome. Sometimes it's hard to find the reverse ones. They're becoming more popular now, but they used to be harder to find. I have like one that is a reverse zipper that isn't this specific brand. All the other ones are a regular zipper, and some of them have the attached mittens, some do not. It really depends. But this brand, this kind specifically, I also love the material because they're lightweight. They come in cute patterns, and they have the mittens and the zipper. So definitely get some of these if you have or are going to have a baby. Like I said, they're the Cloud Island, which is the Target ones. Just little sleepers. They usually come in a set of 3. Now London is tearing stuff up in here. But last thing on my list that I'm going to be talking about, number 8, is swaddles, which I have 3 different ones to show you guys today, all of which I love and all of which I use. First up, we have the Halo, the Halo Sleep Sack Swaddle. So, as you can see, it's like a sleep sack, and then it also has these Velcro parts that you can swaddle with. I prefer the Velcro Swaddles because I suck at swaddling freehand with the normal blanket. So, I prefer these because they make it easier. So, I like this one because, like I said, it has a Velcro, but also this can be used as a regular sleep sack without swaddling. You can just Velcro it like normal and leave their arms out of the sleeves, just like a normal sleep sack. So you can use this for a little bit longer because technically you're only supposed to swaddle for like 8 weeks. I also have the Love to Dream, which I like. This one allows babies' hands to be up by their face because some prefer to sleep like that. Not all babies like having their arms strapped to their chest when they're swaddled. So this one is also really good because it lets their hands be more free, but also not completely free. And it also adds an extra layer of warmth if your room's cooler. Our room's pretty warm, or pretty cold, so I always have to layer her up a little bit so that she doesn't get too cold at night. And then the final one is these Swaddle Me Swaddles, which are also the Velcro ones. Like I said, it just makes it super easy. It's got the sack that their feet, like you put them in there and then you just Velcro it up over their arms, and it's nice and secure. They can't wiggle their way out of it and possibly like suffocate with a loose blanket. And you don't have to know how to swaddle with a loose blanket, because I sure as heck don't know how to do it. I've tried so many times and I can never get it right. So these just make it 10 times easier, 10 times faster, and it's more secure in my opinion. So I love these 3 swaddles, and also like regular sleep sacks for when they're older and can no longer be swaddled, or do not like being swaddled, or don't like being swaddled anymore, whatever. I do enjoy sleep sacks as well, which that first Halo one is kind of a sleep sack, but it's also a swaddle if you want it to be. So that's cool that it's like a 2-in-1. But I also have 3 other sleep sacks that basically are just like that, but without the Velcro straps for, like I said, when they're no longer able or no longer want to be swaddled. Or some babies don't like being swaddled at all, but they are nice to have for when your rooms are cooler and they need a blanket, but blankets aren't safe in the crib. So it's an extra layer on them to help keep them warm, and it's a blanket that won't cause any harm to them and isn't a risk being in their bed. So yeah, definitely recommend Velcro swaddles if you do swaddle, or if your baby likes to be swaddled. The ones with Velcro make it 10 times easier, and I like sleep sacks to help keep baby warm at night. And that is my top 8 favorite slash must-have newborn items. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope it was helpful for you. If you have any must-haves on your list, go ahead and comment down below. Maybe it's something that I could try out and if it'll help, or if there's anything on this list that you happen to disagree with, go ahead and let me know if you want to. Maybe you can say what helped you instead, or I can try and help you think of other options or something like that. So yeah, subscribe to the channel before you go if you have not already. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
All of my scars start to heal when I'm with you, and I can't explain how I feel when I'm with you. Just give a little bit of your heart, give a little bit of your heart to me.